What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV, back here for our predicted lineup as Tottenham are back in the Premier League action tomorrow against Leicester at the King Power. In terms of team news and that kind of stuff, it's going to be hard to sift through everything, but we're going to go with the players, you know, COVID aside, who was out for us. But do you want to run us through the team news?
Yeah, so obviously Romero has a long-term injury, so he's definitely not going to play. Reguilon picked up an injury against Norwich, but he said it was minor, and he apparently hasn't been in full training, but there is a chance he might be able to play on Thursday, but more with a view of him playing on Sunday, so he's unlikely to play in this one. And obviously there's been a whole host of players in and out the training due to COVID. They've had a number of players back. Apparently 16 players trained today for the game, so we have to kind of guess who those 16 players were. We know Emerson and Gil will return to training on Sunday, so they're the most likely to be involved in this one. But Conte did say in his press conference that most of the players coming back from isolation only have about 10 to 25 minutes in their legs at the moment, and they're not fully ready physically to play. So it's unlikely, apart from maybe Emerson and Gil, that any of them are going to start, I would say.
Yeah, and on the flip side to that, Brendan Rodgers has been speaking in his press conference today. He said they've got about 9 players down with illness or COVID. No centre-backs at all in the Leicester squad going into the game tomorrow. So, look, it's going to be an interesting game. A very frail Leicester side against a very frail Spurs side. But we're going to make a stab of the predicted lineup and see where we go with it.
And Conte said it's a big opportunity, this game, for players who are not in the squad or players not usually playing to make a big claim for the first team. So that kind of gives you an indication on what kind of side we're going to be putting out on Thursday.
All right, well, let's get into it. We're going for the standard formation that we have been playing every game under Conte. In goal is going to be Hugo Lloris. I mean, I think he was one of the players that went down with COVID. That wasn't confirmed or anything, but I didn't see him in any of those training videos. But we still think he's going to play.
Yeah, I'm hoping, because he's a keeper, it might be different. It kind of like, because he doesn't have to do too much running, that maybe if he came back earlier in the week, he should be all right. But if not, obviously Galini should step in. I don't think he picked up. I think I saw him in training. So, but we're going to go with Lloris because I think he should be back.
So Lloris in goal, right wing back, Emerson, as he was the earlier ones to catch COVID, and he was one of the first ones back in training. Yeah.
And he's going to be very, very crucial in this formation. So he was back on Sunday. We're going to put him straight back in.
All right, so let's look at the back three now. On the right side, we're looking at Davinson Sanchez.
Yeah, he's fine. He wasn't in isolation. He's been playing the past couple games, so he keeps his place.
Yeah, and it's interesting because every time he's played on the left, he's looked very shaky, but we don't have a naturally left-sided player to step in this game, seeing as Ben Davies most probably will be out. But we'll get into the left side in a second. But in the centre, we're going to stick with Eric Dyer. He was always in training.
Yeah, mainstay in the team, so he definitely retains his place. We're going to need him.
Yeah, most definitely. Now on the left spot that I was discussing to replace Ben Davies, we're going to go with Japhet Tanganga to mix up that back three, which is interesting because, isn't it, in the last game we played Sanchez on the left and Tanganga on the right, wasn't it?
In the Europa League. Europa Conference League, we did. So I'm hoping he'll learn his lesson from that. And we know Tanganga's played on the left before, or left back anyway.
Yeah.
So surely he should be more comfortable on the left-hand side than Sanchez, you would think.
Yeah, because Sanchez just been horrific there.
Yeah.
And to be fair to Sanchez, whenever he has played on the right, by and large, there has been a few iffy moments here and there, but he's had an okay season.
Yeah, pretty. By and large, I would say on the right-hand side, he's been putting in some good displays, no less so than at the start of the season. So I don't have, defensively anyway, I don't have too many problems. The problems I have with him in this system is he's asked to be on the ball a lot. He's asked to do a lot of progressive passes, maybe step into midfield and be composed. Just doesn't have it in him to do that.
No, he doesn't. So that makes up the back three. Left wing back, we think this game will just come a bit too soon for Sergio Reguilon. So Ryan Sessegnon to come in, and hopefully he can kick on from where he left off in the last game, really.
Well, it's just the thing, even if Reguilon might be fit to play, why risk him if it's touch and go? We risked him last time, didn't we?
Yeah.
Again, against Brentford, he pulled up in the warm up, and we risked him to start, and he pulled out, and he pulled up again. So surely, if it is, I don't know whether it is touch and go. But if it is, no need to risk him. And just put Sesson had a good display against Norwich, so put him in again.
Yeah, and even with, especially with Liverpool round the corner in 3 to 4 days' time, like we need Reguilon in for that game. We really do. And also, the busy schedule after that. So it's massive that we have Reguilon back fit and firing for the foreseeable future, that's for sure. But let's go that back line. So it's Hugo Lloris in goal, Emerson right wing back, Sessegnon left wing back, and a back three of Tanganga, Dyer and Sanchez. In the middle, we're going to look at Harry Winks. It's been reported, we've seen rumours on Twitter that Højbjerg and Skip could be the two players to definitely miss out from the whole squad tomorrow. So we're going to go with Harry Winks in the middle of the park.
Who hasn't been bad since he's come in, to be fair to him. And when he's been given opportunity, he's been okay. Not been unbelievable, but been better than he was under Nuno. So Winks gets an opportunity to take a claim in this game.
And then alongside Harry Winks, we're going to go for a first start for Tanguy, or is it a first start? Definitely in the league for Tanguy.
In the league, yeah, he started against Mura, I think. So Ndombele comes in purely due to a lack of options. There really isn't many players we can pick from. And again, if he can really have a good game, then he definitely puts him in the picture to getting into the team. But he needs to step up in this game, and we need him desperately. And if he really can have a good game, he could be exactly what we need in the central midfield.
Yeah, I agree, but I think this midfield too worries me massively going into this game in terms of just getting bypassed, because Winks and Ndombele are not like the strongest players to have in the middle, especially putting them together as well. You'd always want an Ndombele next to a Skipper or Højbjerg, or a Winks next to a Skipper or Højbjerg as well. So I am worried about these two in the middle, but this is what we think we're going to go for. So a middle two of Ndombele and Winks. Next up, we're going to look at Giovanni Lo Celso as the right-sided number 10.
Yeah, seeing as Conte, he was talking when he was listing off who can play in the number 10 position. He said, you've got Lucas and Son, and behind them you got Bergwijn, you got Gil, and you got Lo Celso. So he put Lo Celso in that position, so it kind of gives an indication of where he sees them. We know he was struggling with injury just before the Norwich game, and I think he was set to be in the squad for the Rennes game, if I remember rightly. So I think he's definitely going to be fit for this one. So I think he comes in that right number 10 position.
And then up top, obviously going to be Harry Kane. He was one that was always in training, never went down with COVID. So Harry Kane is an absolute shoo-in to start. And then the left-sided number 10, we're going to look at Steven Bergwijn to step in.
Yeah. It could easily, I wouldn't be surprised if we maybe move Lo Celso a bit centrally and put Bergwijn and Kane up top, seeing as he has said before, he likes Bergwijn in the striking position. But for now, we're going to go with this. We're going to go with the system we're more used to. Maybe Conte doesn't want to change the system too much, seeing as that's what we've been playing since he's come in. And obviously, we got Lucas and Son on the bench ready to come on for the final half an hour or so if things are not going well. But Bergwijn, another opportunity to either put himself in the shop window or stake a claim for a starting spot.
I mean, I'm very worried about this lineup because it's very similar to the lineup we played against Mura, isn't it? Very similar.
Yeah.
Sanchez played, Tanganga played, Sessegnon played, Winks and Ndombele both played, I think, and Kane played. And I think Bergwijn played as well. I think
he was injured, Bergwijn. I think he was injured. Or he went off early. No, it was Gil and someone else. I don't think Bergwijn. I remember he was ill or something.
Was it Gil and Lucas?
Yeah, or did Lucas come on? I can't remember now.
But anyway,
I don't think it was Bergwijn.
Either way, it's by and large very similar. Yeah,
it's very similar. But hopefully they've learned their lessons and maybe they take this game a bit more seriously as it's a league game. I'm just trying to think. And we've got obviously Emerson on the right, which is very important. Sessegnon with a bit more confidence.
It was
Dele.
Ali and Gil.
Yeah, so a bit more different. But
sorry, when Winks didn't play, there was Skip there instead.
Yeah, so hopefully they can put in a better performance than they did on that day. But with Leicester also being depleted, no centre backs, so you got to hope.
Depleted Leicester is still stronger than Mura.
Yeah, definitely, of course it is. But Bergwijn, Kane, and Lo Celso have a big responsibility to make sure they're making the most of this opportunity, because you're not going to play a Leicester side with no centre backs every week. But it's also, I'm worried about defensively. You look at that back line, it doesn't look strong, does it? It looks like easily breachable. So That's why I feel like we might get some opportunities, but we're also going to let in some opportunities, and that's what I'm worried about.
Yeah. All right. Well, seeing as everything that we've just said, what score prediction are you going for?
Yeah, I said 1-1. I think they're there for the taking, Leicester. Whether I back us to take full advantage of it, that's the question. And I can't.
Also there for the taking.
Exactly. So I'm gonna say a draw.
I said 2-0 in my prediction. After everything that Conte said about none of the players playing that did have COVID, or they only have about 20-25 minutes in their legs, I'm struggling to see a victory in this game. I really am. So I think I'm also going to go for a 1-1 draw. Which is music. Well, not music.
Not music.
But definitely seeing as you get more points in this perspective. Really
I'd rather get the 3 points in the league. Trust me.
Of course. But look, that is your predicted lineup. That is our predicted scorelines. Let me know in the comments section below what your thoughts are regarding the predicted lineup. Who do you think will play tomorrow night? What is your score prediction tomorrow night at the King Power? Let me know in the comments section below. Like, subscribe, and comment. And as always,
come on, you Spurs.